Hi! Greetings from the library cave. The very hot library cave. I'm Aspen Dracaena, your friendly neighborhood Ice Dragon Bookwyrm VTuber. I just realized I'm still wearing my glasses. I'm going to take those off because this week is for fun. So let me see here. Maybe I can put on the hat because I am crime scene cleaning. So yes, if anybody wants to know how I am feeling today, it is hot. We actually have an air quality warning because of fires. No. Okay. No. I just want to move it. Maybe make it a little bigger. There. There. Okay. We are crime scene cleaning. There. Okay. Panda thinks so. Oh, wait. Yeah, but that's what happens when you love someone. You think they're hot. You know? Anyway, yeah. So we have an air quality warning today because of fires in Canada. So if you're in Canada, my heart goes out to you. I know there's fires going on. Please be safe and careful. I can't open my windows. I can't open my windows because of the air quality issue. So right now I have 2 fans running in my room, in the library cave office. I am wearing one of those cooling towels. I have 2 things of water, regular and sparkling, and the temperature in the room is 86 degrees. I've had 86 degrees in here before. Sorry, 86 degrees in here before. It happens, you know. A couple years ago, when there were really, really bad fires in Canada, we had a, it was really bad. It was really bad. I woke up in the middle of the night one night, and there was, I was woken up because I had left the window to my bedroom open, and the air quality from the fires got so bad, I started choking in my sleep, and it woke me up, and it smelled like burning rubber tires. It was so gross. Today is not that bad. It doesn't smell that polluted outside, but I'm trying to be careful because I have seasonal allergies, and they say, you know, be careful if you have seasonal allergies. So, so yeah, I'm not going outside as much as I can help it. And I'm not opening windows as much as I can help it, but that means it's going to get extra hot in here. So I don't really have a lot of options. And if I get too overheated, I might end stream, just if I get too overheated, because, you know, the library cave office room, you know, computers can make rooms a lot hotter. And I feel like this hat isn't on me properly. Hang on. There we go. That's a little better, I think. I think so. Okay. All right. Yeah. I'm also upset because a mosquito bit me on my shoulder blade, you know, where my wing comes out. I'm not happy about that. I am not. I do not like the mosquitoes. Screw the mosquitoes. Yeah, if it gets too bad, I will definitely bail. I don't take chances with, you know, stuff like this. I am not native to snowy lands, necessarily. I'm not used to the level of snow that I get where I live. So, in the winter, I'm very cautious about things like frostbite and not going outside when it's too cold, but I also do the same when it's too hot. Hey, Wit!
So just traded with 2 viewers.
Yay! I'm sorry I couldn't watch the whole of your stream. I was at work and I was trying to get things finished up, and then I had to come home and make some dinner and, you know, prep for stream and everything. I hope everything went well in your stream. You're making me want to play Skyrim. It is on my list of things. I may play it next week. I might. You've heard it here first. I might play Skyrim. I might. Good. You had fun. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. And I see Panda's here. Hello, my love. I love you. Okay. So yeah, I am really hot, and I have a mosquito bite right near my wing. That is not fun. And but I think the cooling towel might be helping. So hopefully that's a good thing. Anyway, I think it's time to get to work. Now, as we remember from last time, if you recall, I found a glitch. Okay, yes, please, everybody, actually, not just you, Panda, but everybody, please take good care of yourselves. Please stay as cool as you can, or if you live on in the southern hemisphere and you're in winter, please stay warm. Okay, let's see. Move the dead bodies. I didn't mean to hit him. Oh, his neck went at a weird angle. Okay. I'll just get the bodies out of here. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. There's another body, isn't there? There's no body. Should I punch my frustration out? So, it's funny. I moved my computer from out in front of the cooling register. Air's gonna flow better now. Good. Please, I don't have the option of air conditioning in the library cave. It's just not high-tech enough. Ugh! Come on. I don't find this cathartic. There we go. Yeah. So this morning, I took Human Mother to the hospital to get some tests done. Because outside of the whole thing with her, with the, sorry, I am doing two things at once. Let me get my trash can. Okay. So outside of the stuff with the, alright, let's put this here. With the car accident, she was having some issues with her foot. They weren't sure if it was some kind of infection. And you have to be really careful when you're diabetic about infections and injuries on your extremities, because you don't always heal as well because you don't have as much circulation. So you're going to always want to be really careful. And I know I talk a little bit about diabetes because, I'm very familiar with it. I very fortunately do not have it. I am very, very happy I do not have it. But I also, I know it's not easy to deal with. And it's good for people to know about their, health. I'm a big fan of encouraging people to learn about their health issues, whatever they are, so that they know how to tell their doctor what's going on with them. Oh, he was about to be a zombie! There we go. Yeah. Okay. That's an excuse. I'll accept that excuse. Thank you. Thank you, Digi. Perfect. No. There we go. No. 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 I feel like this is the most violent... Oop, this is the most violent part of the game. It's hitting stuff. We just hit stuff. Violence. Violence! But yeah. In general, anybody who knows me pretty well knows how, unviolent I am. I'm yeah. I can't bring myself to slap someone. I'm not the type who does that sort of thing. I think it just kind of creeps me out. I don't know. Like, I've taken Aikido, and all I really remember from it is how to fall properly, which is great. And I remember the philosophy about it, which is cool. And then when I took fencing lessons, initially, I was like the best student in the class. We were just fighting the wall and targets on the wall. So I was like, I got this. You know, brush my shoulder. I'm like, yeah, cool. I got this. The moment we started sparring with each other, I went from top of the class to a complete disaster. Like, I am so bad at it. It's not even funny. Like, it's not even...
Time for a bag swap.
It's not even... I mean, it's almost embarrassing. I just can't. But I can play video games. You know? I can play video games. Video games are okay. Video games are okay. Okay, that one needs to be punched up a little more.
Can't pick up anything with a full bag.
Okay, come on, let's get these together. Come on, get it together. Meh. Thank you. Meh. Meh. Alright, I need to punch some more. For goodness sake, dude. There we go. Alright. Yeah, so yeah, it's kind of embarrassing. You know, I don't know. The only animals, like, that I don't like are turkeys. I will say this. If you've ever been around turkeys for an extended period of time, you know. You know. You know what I'm talking about. Turkeys are mean animals. They are miniature dinosaurs. And, I really wanted to like them. I really did. But alas, they're not nice. Because nothing says crime scene cleaning like punching. Agreed. So true. So true. I mean, what kind of crime scene cleaner would you be if you did not punch everything? There, let's see if I can just walk them into each other. There we go. There we go. Yay. Okay, anything else I need to collect? There? No, won't let me. Like little jewels on the ground. I am making mess everywhere. Okay. You know what? I may take a break from that. Oh. So that was... two. I need to... Okay. I guess the reason why I was standing in front of here was because I need to clean. Let's see. Slows down rate which water and bucket get stained. Let's do that one. Oh, wait, it switched. That was the pure detergent. And I usually use the blue one. Resistance detergent. There we go. There we go. There's our potion. Alright, so clean. Clean. What about our spongies? Yep, all of them. How dare I not clean these last time? What is wrong with me? Oh my god, how did I... You clean up after yourself. Like a good dragon. My goodness. We must take good care of our tools. Cute. Okay. Ooh, I cleaned up all that. Uh-huh. Alright, let's see. Do-do-do-do-do. Oh, you know what I forgot to do today? So, I don't know if I've talked about it much. Panda knows all about it. So, I hurt both of my Achilles tendons while working on Human Brothers Farm. And it's not fun. It's very painful. You need your Achilles tendons in good shape, let me tell you. So, sometimes my Achilles tendons get kind of irritated. And so I've been doing ultrasound therapy on them at work. And I've been trying to do it once a week. I forgot to do it. So, you know, maybe I'll stop by work on my day off and see if I can spend 10 minutes working on my poor tendon, which is quite swollen. I mean, it's a good thing I can fly, but, you know, when the dragon is in human form, you sometimes don't want to draw too much attention. Because then you have problems and people freak out and they go, "Oh my god, a dragon!" And I'm like, meh. Yeah, ow. Seriously, ow. Do not mess with your Achilles tendons, ever. Okay. Ooh. Okay, I've got some wall things to do. I think I'll just use... Yeah. I'm a very good crime scene cleaner. Hee. Or maybe not. I don't know. Oh, you know what? Let's just switch to these guys for now. Clean the walls. Clean the walls. La 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 la. Nice clean walls. Like Superman, you gotta blend in. Exactly! I can't show them my powers. They might get scared. It's top secret. Yeah. Okay. So I gotta punch these out. Alright. Wait, you know what? I think I have a tool for this. Ha ha! Ha ha! Ha ha! I have a blade. At least I can use some of those fencing skills. You know? Why is that floating in the middle of the air? Haha. So this is one of the things that I know Panda missed. When he played Crime Scene Cleaner, he did not find the samurai sword. Because he didn't find the secret room. You missed getting the samurai sword, my dear. A dragon! Dragons! Oh, this is so much better than punching. So much easier. It just works so much better. Alright. Now this is satisfying. Oh, I love you, Samurai Sword. You are a crime scene cleaner's ally. Okay, let's see. Alright. I think the garbage was 6. No. No. No, collect. Collect is E. It's 4. There we go. Whee!
To empty the trash can first.
Okay. can I add another one? Okay, that one's done. All right. No. Ugh, so many pieces. Okay. So many. I think once it gets to the gray, you can't do anymore. Oh, yeah. You know what's funny? Today I read a review of the Superman movie. And, like, you know, I'm a little hard because of, you know, there's just so many superhero movies out there now. And it's... I'm starting to get kind of superhero bogged down. Let's see. I need my samurai sword again. Woohoo! Get that. No. No. Stop it. Don't put away my samurai sword. That is my friend. His name is Francois. Why have I given him a French name? I don't know. His name is Francois. Okay, I think I got all of it. All right. Yes. Clean it all up. Yes. I should take another one. Why is that one bigger than that one? Basura infecta. Basura. Okay, I'm gonna admit to something. I've been a little bit lax on my Duolingo. I feel like I have very good reason. Ooh. What is this? I need my hands. No, I need my hands. Okay. Merci buckets. Ooh. Oh, look. Looky here. Eee. It's a cassette tape. Eee. Okay, anything else in here? Anything else that's good? Can I climb up here? Wait, where's my... I think I have... Do I have a stool? Wait, no, not that. I mean, stepladder. Stepladder. Okay. Wait. Oh, I think I have my stepladder somewhere else. Donde está, stepladder? Wait, where's my stepladder? Stepladder. Oh no, is it on the other side? Oh no. It's on the other side. Alright. Well. Let's see. Maybe I can jump up here? No, there's nothing up there. Okay. It was just to get the cassette tape, I think. That's fine. That's fine. Alright, I kind of cleaned up this area. Oh, look, it's floating. Let's throw it over the side. Let's throw it over the side. La 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 la. Haha. Punch. Let's go. Let's go. Whee! Oh. Okay. Pick up. Tiny bag. Whee! Okay, so let's see. I cleaned this area. Oh, you know what? I can't go back up there because I haven't... Yeah. Okay. I think it's time to make a sacrifice. So I got all the way up here. Let's clean my microfiber mops. So I had my glitch, right? And, I hate it when it does that. I don't know why it does that. Like, you know, can't I just clean it up without making a mess? How is that impossible? Okay, anyway, I think I'm gonna have to do something a little rash. So I can't get back up there. And I can't get over here, so you know what I'm gonna have to do? You know what I'm gonna have to do? You guys, I'm gonna have to jump. If it'll let me, wait. Okay, let me jump. Will you let me? Or am I stuck here? Am I stuck? Am I stuck? Wait. No. Ha! Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Dead bodies. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to take a look. But I had that glitch, and right now I really need to no. I need to finish parts that I haven't finished. So, you know, I'm gonna have to just do a thing and take the L for now so that I can finish the rest of the spots that I haven't gone to yet. So there's a reason I'm putting everything on here. This will all eventually go down to the truck. It's a very helpful thing. Owl House. Oh. I don't think I've heard of Owl House. Oh, he was shaking his head. He's still partially alive. He's only mostly dead, which means he's slightly alive. Oh, come on. No. Oh, come on. Dude. Gosh, even in death, he won't cooperate. My goodness. Alright. Might as well make it one small garbage bag for man. One giant garbage bag for mankind. Okay, so I need to go back up here. I need to get back up here. How do I get back up there? I have to go up here. Oh. Wait, I have to turn this off. E. Okay. Me, I should go upstairs again. Oh, that's probably why I don't know Owl House, because I haven't watched Disney Channel recently at all. There's supposed to be some way I can get on top of the pipes up here, I believe. I think there's some way I'm supposed to interact with this guy. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where the card keys are. There's a card key that I think this guy has. I am missing card keys. I know they're not over here. We cleaned all of this up. Everything's good in here. I checked everything. I was pretty particular about that. Card keys. Lunchbox. Ooh. Interact. So, nothing in the lunchbox. Somebody has good taste in lunchboxes. I think I checked everything in here. There's supposed to be somebody who's crushed. Who do I get a card key from? And there's supposed to be... I'm supposed to be able to get on top of the pipe somehow. There's a secret room. No. I will figure that out. Maybe it's not this guy. Maybe... Let's see. Nothing here. Here, hang on a second. I have a guide up. Just in case I need it. Hang on. Okay. Location of keycards. One key card is found on a worker squished in the conveyor belt. Oh, I think I got that one. Key card is located in a blue container within the container lot area. Not in this one. This is the glitch room. And look. I need to pick that up. I need that. Alright, so I think it's over there. Okay, men's locker room key card. Men's locker room, there's a pink neon lights and a tanning machine? What? There's a men's locker room. Oh, you know what I haven't done? No, it won't let me open. Okay. There's a secret door that I don't think I've gone through yet. I'm trying to remember where that is. I think it's down where the power supply is. Oh, what are we saying now in chat? I gotta tell you, sort of, I beat Metal Gear 1 with an uncooperative disc too. Oh no. It barely loaded? Ah, that's not good. Ah, yes, we've been in this room. But there's like another... There's like a grate somewhere. I think it's down here. Yes. Oh, let me use my sword. Let's be elegant here. Nope. Haha. Pick up. Get there. Alright. There we go. Crawly crawl. Let's find some things. Okay. So I think we can pick up garbage. Get rid of trash. I did 200%. I got rid of all tasks completed. Oh my.
Look cleaner than movies.
Oh, there's insects. Lovely. Ooh. Eee. I got monies. Okay. Bye-bye trash can. Can I get this? I want a rake. Oh. Look at me. Uh-oh. No. There. Yes. Okay. Whee! Okay. Maybe I can pull up the garbage again. Yay! Oh, right, a whole $1! Okay. Secret place. Secret place! You don't put cans in the microwave, children. Okay, let's see. Ooh, look. Can we open this? No. Any of those? No. Anything? A potato. Ooh. Monies! Monies! We've got some monies. At the very least. Okay. There's some pizza. There's a sheriff hat. Could I look in here? Oh, no, it's just a flower pot hiding. Okay, let's go around. Oh, I hope there's something. No? No. Okay. Alright. Can I climb up this ladder? No. That's weird. Haha! I can't climb up there, but I can punch things. Oh, what's this? Eee.
This job is the best. Nothing out of the ordinary ever happens, so I have a lot of spare time to take care of my plants. Thanks for being Now, I have to go for a quick round to give off the impression of a very busy person. See you soon.
Nothing out of the ordinary ever happens.
Nothing ever happens. Oh, there's a money. Haha. Ooh, a telephone. Ooh. What have we here? Oh, we're downstairs. We are downstairs. See? See up here, right above the truck? We can open that. All that stuff will fall in the truck. All the dead bodies, all the garbage. It will be brilliant. That should be on a t-shirt. I think you're right. I can't climb up, but I can punch things. Hee! Okay. Oh, not so much stuff in here. I was expecting more. Oh, don't forget to water plants and yourself. Yes, hydrate everybody. Hydrate. With Potato Friend. With Potato Friend. Should I carry the potato with me? No. You know what? I will respect this gardener. He's worked hard. Like, look at all this, and he has a great speaking voice. He sounds like a character from a cartoon. So, I'll respect his space. He's been working hard. Nothing more, nothing more, nothing more. I think we've got everything. Okay. Well, let's just go around. Okay. We can go back up this way. Huh. What's that? What is that? I don't know what that is. That's weird. Oop. Sorry about that. My microphone just tilted a little bit. Okay. Let's go back up. Look. Okay, fine. Be particular. Okay, now let's figure this out again. All right? So, we have I think I found the key card on the worker. Blue container in the container lot. An additional key card. We're at men's locker room on a table to the left of this tanning machine. There's a men's locker room? Men's locker room. Okay, well, let's look around. There's a men's locker room with a tanning machine, apparently. I don't think that's this room. I don't see a tanning machine or men. A men's locker room with a tanning machine. No. Nah. Let us go this way. We've already been in there. No. No. No, I don't think there's a men's locker room over here. Where's the men's locker room? Unless I am being guided incorrectly. There's a bathroom over here. Here, you know what? I'm gonna pick that up too. Because I don't need that over here anymore. Broil, like... Yes. See, this is just a bathroom. But there's a men's locker room, apparently. Look, they have pink soup. It's pink! It's pink soup! Okay. I didn't remember there being a men's locker room in this area. Over here? I feel like I've already been over here. I think I did go here before. Yep. Go over to the other side. No, that's not what I want. I want to figure out where this men's locker room with the tanning booth of some kind of proportion of things that I'm not sure why they'd have a tanning booth in here. I'm wondering if they're mixing it up with the tanning booth area that exists in another level. Yeah, I don't know. I don't recall there being a tanning booth in here. Because I played this before. Or do I have enough key cards already and I've just forgotten? That is really yucky looking in there. Maybe that's where it is. Maybe it's somewhere over there. Alright, I need to get in that area. I've gotten in there before. I just can't remember how I got in there. That is crazy. Alright, so, key cards. So, I have the electricity key card. That is for... Okay. So what I need is... That's the crane operation one. That is the door. The blue one that I need. Do I have the elevator? I don't think I have the elevator one. E. Okay, I have... Oh. I have that one. I don't think I need this one, so I'm gonna... gonna take this one out. If that will let me. Oh, I have to turn it off to take it. Can I deactivate? Oh, come on, game. E. It's wiggling. Okay, anyway. I need blue for hatches, green for fast belt. I need the blue one. I need the blue one, and orange for the elevator. Okay, let me look at this again. A room with pink neon lights and a tanning machine. Generator room key card. A key card found in a small office to the left of the generator area. Alright, so I need the conveyor belt key card. Held by worker who's trapped on the conveyor belt. Okay. No, don't do that. Okay. Oh. Wait a moment. Manual hacking. It says manual hacking. E. Oh, okay.
Fuck me.
There we go. Yes.
Easy.
Okay. Open. Well, we found someplace else to go. Ah! Yes! Yes! That's what I wanted!
Looks like an access card.
That's the one I wanted! Yay! That's the one I wanted. E. Okay. Wait, I should explore. Is there things to take? Things to take. No opening things of thinginess. Okay. Aha! We went full circle. Haha. Okay. Alright, so only 3 panels in one go. So I need to get rid of this. How do I... Okay. Yeah, let's turn everything off. Everything is off. How do I... No. How do I change these? Alright, I need the lights on. So let's turn that back on. Okay. Alright, well, you know what? Here, let's do this. Let's just put it in. Oh, okay, so I don't need to take them out. Okay. There we go. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, look. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? So first of all, okay. That door's open. Watch this. Oh, we're on the ad break. Oh, how unfortunate. Here, I'm just going to grab this guy.
That looks like a serious injury.
No, it's an unserious injury. Completely unserious. Completely unserious. Completely unserious. Do, 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 do. So, watch what happens when we go down here. Okay. See? Look, it's open. It's open. Hey, dude. Oh! Wait, did I just... Dude. I don't need that one. We don't need these in here. Okay. There we go. Okay, come on. Okay, why am I stuck? There we go. Thank you. Why is this game glitching on me? Okay. La 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 la. Okay, so we have a garbage. First, alright, hold. And then we have over here a garbage. And look. Look how clean and tidy that is. Everything's nice and good. We did a good job. Here, let's see. Can we walk around? There! Yes, everything's nice and tidy. It's Giant Buzzsaw Day. Alright, I think I have the secret area key card. Wooden door to the left leading to a locker. Alright. Let's go up. We have 4 out of 5 key cards, my friends. 4 out of 5. And now what we can do... So first of all, let's see. There's a secret area. Alright, so it says I have... Okay, I'm looking up the secret areas. Climb the crates. Yeah, I got that. Get up on the pipes. Okay. Oh, maybe it's not those pipes. Maybe I am wrong. Okay. Is it up here, maybe? There are pipes I can get on top of somewhere. Let's see if I can find... I really want to see...
Hello there.
Whoa! Hi, Mac. How you doing? Let's see. Secret place. Secret place. Oh, no. I don't think it's over here. I don't think it's up here. There is some place where there are... Oh, up here. This is it. Okay, so I'm supposed to get up on those pipes. How do I get up there? There's a secret room up there. Take the wooden plank that goes up. Okay, hang on. From the location of the third secret, you'll want to walk back the way you came. But instead of going down, take the wooden plank that goes up, walk around the crates, and jump on them to get to the next floor. There's a wooden plank. A wooden plank. Of sorts. It has a picture. It tells me to go up there. I don't see a wooden plank. Dost thou? It says to get on the pipes. And there's a hidden room. I'm getting on top of things, looking around. Oh wait, what was that? Ah! Oh no! I lost my chat! Hang on, just a second. Oh, there it went. A helmet. The helmet. Thank you. I feel like it's important to have proper safety materials, safety equipment. Okay, there is supposed to be something that gets me up there somewhere. This is something I think I missed the last time, and maybe that's why I didn't get all of the cassettes. I'm supposed to get up on those pipes. It's like those kids. Okay. Oh, I forgot I had a flashlight. E. Nope, won't let me go in there. Maybe that's the secret room I have to jump in from overhead. Maybe? Okay. I don't know, you guys. I don't know. Okay. Maybe there's another way up there. Okay. Well, let's go back through. Oh, that's weird. Okay. I'm not gonna worry too much. Excuse you, chair. Because we really need to clean this horrendous room. It is not a happy room to be in. All right.
Was it shot unintentionally or on purpose?
New crime evidence. Safety first. Seriously, safety first. Which clearly these people have no comprehension of. Can I put that in the garbage? I can. Oh my. Okay, here. Let's put it on there. Nice place for our garbage. Ooh, got some bullets. Those are some fancy bullets. It looks like something exploded in here. This isn't just blood. Yeah, we've had some explosions in here and some blood. If you have observed, there's some blood in this area, which was caused by an explosion. Oh, there's the last key card. Oh my. Just did a walk outside. I think I know what the library cave feels like. Yeah. Alright, just to let you guys know, it is 88.1 degrees Fahrenheit in the library cave right now. 88.1 because I can't have the window open because pollution from fires. Pollution. I don't know. What is this world coming to? Once upon a time, you could breathe fresh air. You could just go outside, play tag with your friends.
Empty the trash can first.
Loads of fresh air, and now it's like, nope. The kids are inside, playing in the fresh air on their video games. And the freshness of the air is dependent on how good your indoor air filters are. I don't know what this stuff is. Oh, it's Gab Royal. Oh, Gab Royal. Gab Royal. Okay. This is nothing. It's just oil. It's not blood. There's no blood here. It's just oil. You know, there's a little industrial explosion. You know, nobody got hurt. Everything's fine. Everything's totally fine. There are no problems. Nothing bad ever happened. Everything's okay. Nobody was injured. Nobody was hurt. There was no violence. Why would anybody think there was violence? This isn't crime scene cleaner. It's industrial, you know, explosion cleaner. Right? Right? That's what it is. Oh. Maybe that's where the thing leads. Maybe that's the secret room. Is there some place where I can fill my water bucket? I need to fill my water bucket. Water bucket place. Let's clean up in the water bucket place where I can't find a water bucket place. Oh, come on. Whoa. Come on. There we go. There we go. Gabriel. Yes. Yes. Okay. I feel like my cooling towel is almost out of coolingness. It dried up. Alright. Did we have a refill place over here somewhere? A place to refill my water bucket. A place of refilling. Oh, I should really have... Okay. Come now, people. I just want to refill my water bucket. I have to go all the way downstairs for that. Seriously? Really? Oh, for goodness sake. For goodness sake. Alright, I guess I should have left it where it was. There really isn't a... Okay. Oh. Alright. Let's get the trash. We'll go downstairs again. Pick up, pick up. Okay. Men's locker room with a tanning salon? I think not. Look out below! Ding! Yay! I have 3 more bodies. Wait, do I not? Am I have a garbage bag? Garbage bag that didn't make it down there? Did I throw one down here and it didn't make it? Oh my. Or maybe it's sitting by the... Maybe it's sitting down by the truck. I should check on that. Because that is not right. Okay. No. Okay. Did a garbage bag not? No. Okay, that's a little worrisome. That's not one of them. Maybe I left one upstairs. Okay. Okay. Wait. The garbage bag is upstairs. Okay. No, I don't need that right now. Thank you. I don't need that right now. Thank you very much. Yeah, but anyway, I feel kind of like why are kids... It's way up there. It's way up there. Okay. I feel like a lot of kids just don't get to play outside the way they used to. It's kind of sad. Like, I think playing outside is such a great way to be like... for kids to just use their imagination. Green. Okay, no, I want blue. I always get the blue. The green and the blue are the good ones. And then, let's see. Increases tools ability to clean difficult stains. Tool resistance. I feel like the industrial strain, or the industrial mess that I'm dealing with upstairs. I never want to go outside. The bees would always head directly for me and fly around me, threatening to sting. I liked going outside so I could climb trees. Climbing trees was a favorite of mine. I've always liked heights. Heights are awesome. But, you know, I'm a dragon. I have wings. Of course I'd love heights. Makes sense, doesn't it? I think it makes sense. When you are a dragon, you're probably going to like being up high. Okay. It's over there somewhere. It's probably where I jumped to in that glitch. But no worries, we'll get back there. We'll get back there. We're just gonna, you know, continue cleaning up the oil. Everything's fine. This is just oil. There's nothing wrong. It's just good, clean fun, right? This is why I'm such a good crime scene cleaner. It's not blood. It's just industrial spills. See? Nobody has blood. When blood is outside of your body and starts to coagulate, it's not going to be that red anymore. See, it's not real blood. It's just industrial spillage. And that is why we are such a good crime scene cleaner. Because we're not actually cleaning up blood. Just industrial spillage. See? There's no crime at all. Nothing bad ever happened. Do, 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 do. La 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 la, squish, 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 squishy, squishy, squish, 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 squish. Oh, let's switch to, yay! Thank goodness we have these sponges. I wish I could have more mops. We'll clean up the floor of the industrial goo. The sun, oh, yesterday I felt like I was in a griller. The sun didn't just feel hot, it felt burning. Yeah, a robot was killed. Right? Alright, the only time I ever liked heights was the slide and the roller coasters at Six Flags. See, I used to love the swing. When I would go to playgrounds, my favorite thing would be to go on the swing. And I would just try to go as high as I possibly could. Like, even when I sleep in a bed, I prefer a bed that's high off the ground. Like, I know, like, futons, like, sleeping on the floor can actually be better for your back sometimes because it's hard. And, you know, but I like my heights, damn it. I like being able to, you know, yeah, a robot. It was just a robot. You know? Or it could be an alien. Maybe I'm not a crime scene cleaner. Maybe I'm an alien cleaner. Maybe that's what it is. It's all just cleaning up after aliens. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. 4. Yeah, these are just pieces of a space shuttle. Yeah, yeah. See, nobody will believe me if I say that. Nobody will believe me at all, see? Anything up here? Nope. Nothing over there. Nope. See, I'm just checking for more aliens. It's always wise to check for aliens. Here, I'll grab the key card.
Another one.
Elevator, yes. Okay. So yeah, I am so glad I got that editing project done because it was, you know, I like doing the developmental edits, but the copy edits are hard. Just so you know, if you ever write and you ask somebody to do copy edits, so that's like cleaning up your grammar and stuff, it's a meticulous job. It takes a lot of work. So when somebody does that for you, you pay them well, you thank them, and I know it's hard because you have somebody who has just worked on your writing, and it can feel like that person has been telling you you haven't done good enough. That's not true. They're just trying to make sure that when the readers read your writing, that they're reading the story and that they're not reading basic grammar mistakes, because you don't want that, because then sometimes that throws people off, and then they think, ugh, why should I read this if they didn't care enough to, clean it up. Right? Just like cleaning up a crime scene. You gotta clean it up to get paid. I want to get in there. I want to get in there. I want that place. Okay. Alright, samurai sword. Samurai sword. Samurai sword. Katana! Katana! Woohoo! Okay. Garbage. Ree. La 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 la. Okay. That is sticking in the wall. My goodness. What a mess. Okay. Hi, dude. You're not garbage. We'll be a little nicer to you.
Probably died in an explosion, along with all the electricity.
Okay. Alright, my guy. Whee! I'm running with a dead man. Oh my. Okay. Yeah. I wasn't built for super hot weather. I mean, there's only so much an ice dragon can take, really. Ding! Okay, 2 more bodies. 2 more clues. 2 more garbage bags. Okay, let's see. There's one of them. Boop, 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 boop. All right, so let's clean up some more floor. We're just cleaning up industrial waste. It was the robot explosion. This is the robot factory. They make robots, and then the robots, like, sometimes, because their batteries get overheated. See? Their batteries get overheated, and they explode. Unfortunately, they haven't fixed that problem yet. They have to work on it. It's a manufacturing issue. They'll get it figured out eventually. They're working on it with their esteemed crew of scientists. Yeah. The scientists who built the robots, right? I mean, we all know it's just robots. Okay, do I have any more? Oh, it's still messy over here. I did not get that. And then I have a whole wall. Ooh. And over there, explodey. Okay. La 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 la. Yep. Just exploding robots and battery acid. This is why we have to wear our protective gear. It's the responsible thing to do. Is there any over there? No, it's all over here. I think I may need to pull out the power washer to get all of... Oh no, well, actually I'm doing pretty good here without the power washer. Oh, maybe I do need to pull out the power washer. Hang on a moment. Power wash, pressure washer. Okay. You know, the power washer in this game is not as good as the one in Power Wash Simulator. I will say that. It kind of sucks. But if this is what I need to do right now, I will do it. If this is what helps me get through the day, cleaning up robot explosions, then, you know, this is what you do. Right? Okay, let's see. Alright, it's still a little messy. Change nozzle. Oh, I must have used up all of the water. Let's see. Okay. Collect. Anything else I can clean with? I don't think so, because I use those up. I use those... Yeah. Ozonator, no. Okay. No. No. Thank you. Let us pick up that garbage on our way. Oh, you know, I think I know what I did. I think I know what I did. What I did last time, I think what I did is the garbage can, I put it next to the elevator upstairs. And that's why there's a garbage bag up there. Bing. Okay, that's a good sound. Let's clean up. Wax on, wax off. Wax on, wax off. You keep here. Okay, wait, there's another one, isn't there? Another one of these. Because I need to... power ball? Sure. Did I... Okay. I'm not going to worry about the power washer right now. It is being a little weird. Alright, let's go up here. Let's go up here. And you know what we haven't done? We have not turned on the elevator. So I think we should do it. Or at least put the elevator key card in. I think that's a good idea. So yeah, you know, I'm so relieved after like 3 weeks of working incredibly hard on that editing project. And 3 weeks, and part of that, those 3 weeks, being sick. Now, don't get this stomach bug that's going around. Please be so careful, you guys, because it's not nice. I can tell you for real, it is not. You do not want to get this stomach bug. I mean that very sincerely. Like, it made me so weak. Like, I could barely stand up for maybe, for a maximum of maybe 5 minutes at a time before I'd start to feel dizzy. So be very careful, everybody. Like, really look out after your health. I will definitely look out for mine. I will say it very much so. I am a big believer in not just do what I say, but do what I do. Like, I'm not somebody who generally gives advice if I don't follow it myself. But yeah, this thing is bad. Like, I think like my one of my coworkers has been out this week, and she's been talking about having headaches too. So hopefully she didn't catch it from me, because
Textbook safety violation.
I really hope she's okay, because this is bad, you guys. Probably not, COVID bad, but it's not nice to just feel like weak. I don't like feeling like I can't do things, it's not good. All right. Katana, you've done a good job. Okay. We're so used to getting colds in like the winter and during the school year and stuff, and flu and stuff, because we're all
Pick up anything with a full bag.
stuck in, indoors. But I mean, yeah, it's not great. Like, please take good care of yourselves. I will say that over and over and over again. I had food poisoning once, just like that in college. My head felt like a weight. Yeah. It is not too different from food poisoning, but it is going around. It's definitely not food poisoning. My nephew had it as well, and he and I had not been in contact with each other at all. So, like, neither of us got it from each other. We got it from other people. And I think, the reason it hit me so hard was because I was overworking myself. Like, I was honestly overworking myself, and that's not good either. But unfortunately, I was in a position where, like, I had to kind of overwork in a way, because I had to get the job done. But now that it's done, I'm very relieved, and I don't have to do anything more for a while. Okay, so there's two bodies left. I have some garbage bags, and I have some clues to find. Okay. Ah! Basura infecciosa? Is it infecciosa or infecciosa? Basura. I know it's basura. That's garbage or waste. I do know that word. Can I... No, I don't have that one powered up yet. Okay, so let's go back out here. Maybe we can power it up for a bit. Yes, the sword is awesome. Ah, infecciosa. Here in Mexico, okay, heat is intense one day, then it's humid and hot the next. Yeah. I've not been to Mexico. I've heard that there are some really nice places to visit in Mexico. Infecciosa. Okay. Infecciosa. Gracias. Oh no, that's not where I wanted to go. What am I doing? Pay attention, me. But yeah. I've never been to Mexico. I hear there's a lot of the ocean areas, like the beach areas of Mexico. I've heard a lot of really great things about them. And I think a lot of people don't get the they watch movies and they see stupid stuff in movies and they don't really realize what a place is actually like. Alright, I only have 2 of these on. So I was gonna turn on, was it this one I wanted to turn on? Yes, the conveyor belt. Oh, I had too many on. I thought I only had 2 on. Okay. Alright. I'll go downstairs. I have a flashlight, thank goodness. I thought I only had 2 on. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. Anywho. Time to go downstairs to the power supply that is ever so conveniently labeled as power supply. How convenient. Convenient. Okay. Yeah. So, I lived for some time in San Francisco. Something I learned recently is San Francisco is actually the most humid city in the United States. If you can believe that.
Kowalski, think. The 3 panels at the same time.
Okay. Everything back on. I think I have to go all the way up. Okay. What am I doing now? I do not know. Panels. 3 panels. Yeah, so San Francisco is the most humid city in the United States, but it's not hot. The reason why it's so humid is because of the fog. There's like an intense amount of fog in San Francisco. It's foggy almost, I would say almost every day. It's kind of like when they talk about the fog in London. There we go. When they talk about the fog in London, it's very similar to the fog in San Francisco. Alright, let's see. Ah, that door is closed. I have to go back and unclose it. Okay. Infecciosa. So yeah, it's funny because many years ago, I took a trip to England, among other places in Europe. And I remember being in London and feeling like, this feels familiar. And the reason it felt familiar is because it felt very much like San Francisco. Oh, wrong way. Oh, but they probably fell off. Yep, they did. Oh dear. Ugh. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Come on, little trash bags. You can do it. And I'll hop on too. I'll just take a ride with you. Whee! Fun. It's like a roller coaster. Hee-hee. But yeah, Mexico is a place I haven't been. I hear Brazil is also really beautiful. Uh-oh. Let me get that. There we go. There you go. I hear Brazil's really beautiful. Peru. You know, Mexico is North America for those people who don't pay attention to geography. Brazil and most of the other countries we think of as the Spanish-speaking Americas are all pretty much South America, but Mexico is North America. That is what NAFTA was, North American Free Trade Agreement. That was between the U.S., Canada, and Mexico. Before I forget, last week was awfully busy and stressful for me, so now being more relaxed and having time to be here makes me happy. I'm glad. You know, I've been stressed out lately, too. I've had a lot to be stressed out about because of, you know, all this stuff going on with Human Mother and wanting to keep her healthy, you know? But she's doing good. You know, she's still kind of working on some of the memory stuff. She has a really good doctor right now. And yeah, I'm really happy. Like, she's really determined. And I think sometimes a lot of people underestimate her. She's incredibly smart, but a lot of people don't see it because she's also very much a people person, and she's not somebody who shows off. So for her, like, she doesn't make a big deal necessarily about how smart she is. So her at her worst is still in some ways a lot more together than some people at their best. You know, like, she forgets things, but she is not stupid, Human Mother. She is really smart. She, you know, I think part of it is she really pays attention to how she treats people, you know. She's a really, really genuine and kind person. She couldn't lie if you asked her to. It's funny how you have to go all the way around to open it, but you can't open it from the other side. How do I get in here? I think that's... okay. I'm guessing this is the room you have to... Let's see. There's this area over here in the control room. Alright. We don't really need this anymore. The slidey thing. So let's turn that off. I don't think we really need the doors anymore. Let's turn that off. Let's turn on this and this, because I think we're going to need those. Huh. Okay. Let's see, anything else over here? No. Nah. Alright, let's go back downstairs and see if we can get in the elevator. And find that bag of garbage that I set aside. Because I am missing them. No. Wait, there's two garbage bags? Wait. Did they not go all the way down? Oh, they probably didn't go all the way down. It's fine. We can use the elevator to get the other one. Oh no. So many garbage bags. Elevator! Nope, dead body! Oh, that doesn't look good. Okay. Alright. Let's clean up the elevator, I guess. You know, just part of the job. That was a robot, by the way. That wasn't a person. That was not a person. He just, you know, throwing out the robots that broke. Let's go down. Then we can check if the garbage bag did not make it. If one of them didn't make it. Alright, let's see. Sorry, hang on. I just had to have a little itch on my face. It's not a dead body, it's a mannequin. Exactly. And that's not blood. Yeah. It's just a robot. This is one of those factories where they make the, you know, the... See, it's just malfunctioning. Oh, for goodness sake. Thank you. Yep, see? There we go. That's the garbage bag that didn't make it. There we go. Okay, let's go back upstairs. See, now I have the convenience of the elevator. Okay, so I want to go here. Let's try 1. So I think we were on 0 before. That was the ground floor. And this is the control room. Okay. So let's go to floor 2. And we will find the garbage bag next to the elevator. I know it. See, right there. Ha ha! We got it. We got it. Yay! Oh my gosh, the cooling towel I have is almost completely dry now. It's not, it's 89 degrees. 89 degrees in here. It's a good thing I'm an ice dragon. But I've been encouraging Human Mother to spend time with her boyfriend, security guy, because he has air conditioning in his house. We do not. So, you know, it's been a really good thing for her to be over there, just for safety. Because they say that you know, small children and elderly people are more prone to getting heat exhaustion. So, you know, I try to look out for human mother that way. Like, I don't want her to, you know, feel sick or anything unnecessarily. Okay. Oh, there it goes. Alright, so, 89 matches the afternoon temperature outside my neck of the woods. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna turn this off for a sec. There we go. That's helpful. I hear music. Here, let's go over this way. There might still be music on in the office. Which I cleaned it up. Yes. Okay, let's turn this off. Oh, yeah, to make a conversion. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah. It's hot. Like, you know, I often hear about people in England who will talk about how they don't have air conditioning, and then they'll be like, yeah, it's 27 degrees Celsius. That's hot. You know, it's really hot. Ugh. Okay. More stuff. Alright, I found an evidence. And time to clean again. La la la. Okay, so I think there's something in here. Now, like this has a plank. Oh, another evidence. Ooh, for the, oh, that is for the room. Okay, anything else in here? I think we're good. Okay, there's a guy.
Standing almighty above them all. Seems to be their leader.
Yeah, this part is tricky. I remember having a lot of difficulty with this part. So I'm gonna throw him down here. This is the last body. Oh, come on. Oh, come on! You know what? Fine. I will go up the ladder. Oh, it's an ad break. You know what? I'm gonna be right back. I am going to hydrate my cooling towel. I'll be right back. I'm back. Okay, Final Destination. I know I've seen at least one of them. I saw whatever one it was with the scene with the truck carrying the logs. Was that the first one or the second one? I know I've seen one of them. But yeah, the scene with the truck with the logs. To this day, if I am stuck behind a logging truck, I try to get away as soon as possible. I think anybody who has seen that Final Destination film will understand. So yeah, I do my best to avoid. Okay, that's 2. So yeah, I do my best to avoid driving behind logging trucks. It really freaks me out. Unfortunately, where I live, sometimes of the year, there's a lot of logging trucks. Get in there. Stop it. Thank you. All right, I've got all the bodies. I just need to find the rest of the clues. Cool. Okay. Yeah, you too, Mac. I think anyone, I think anyone who's watched that are like, never again, never, ever again. Yeah, here's my feeling about horror movies, and I think I may have discussed this a little bit before, but I don't mind talking about it, because I think everybody has their tastes in movies. Yeah, no more dead bodies. Exactly. We just need clues now. You know, this is, I mean, it's pretty much Blue's Clues at this point. You know, we are looking for Blue's Clues. Why are you doing that? Okay. We just need our handy dandy notebook, right? Anyway. Okay. I think we can move this closer.
A toy for big boys.
Oh, we move it down. Okay. Alright, so we can jump on. And clean up. Okay. Now this is the hard part. I think what I need to do. This part is very difficult for me. I've had many times where I've screwed it up. Okay. Is it not attached? I think it's not attached. Okay, so I think what I need to do here. Alright, so down all the way. Because I think we're supposed to pick up that, can I, I think we're supposed to be able to pick that one up. I think. Let's see. Okay, and then we press the button. I think, to turn it on. And then we pull it up. Oh no, okay, it's not attached. So all the way down. And then up. Yeah, that didn't do it. Okay, so here, let's do that. Down. Because it's a magnet, it's supposed to pick it up. There's some way to control it. Yeah, we are looking for Blue's Clues. We are looking for Blue's Clues. We are looking for Blue's Clues because that's our favorite game. Okay. Alright, let's go out. I think... Is there something we're supposed to do down here? So it's here, but we have to turn on the magnet. I'm trying to remember how I did it. Grr. Unless we're just supposed to... I don't think we're supposed to jump. We're supposed to pull that up. Okay. Electric panel. No. I can... Let's see. Let's go back down to the control room. I think there might be something we need to do. But okay, yeah, I was going to talk about horror movies. So I have very specific tastes in horror movies. I like spooky movies. Like, I like haunted house type movies. Alright, so that one's on. That one's on, so that should be okay. Warning, electric panel inside. Can I interact with that? No. So I think everything is on that needs to be on. The elevator, that's not going to affect it. And that's the lifter thing that we're trying to use, and that's the electricity. Blah, 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 blah. I know I got this figured at one point, because I've finished the whole game before. And then there's still this thing, this secret thing we need to get up to. You know what? Let me do something. Oh. Okay. Okay, just so you guys know, we're hoping to ask Panda any more questions. He's gone to bed. He's tired. He's been dealing with I think the heat affects him more than it affects even me. So, yeah, I try to be really careful about that. Alright, let's see. Okay. Had to exit the app. Oh, what was I saying about horror movies? So I like the ones that are more like haunted house kind of scary movies. Like, I like the more suspenseful ones. He's okay. He's just, he's on, there's a medication that he takes that, so this is something that we discovered the other day, when I was looking up some stuff about his medications. So there's a medication that he takes that, it actually affects his ability to sweat. And so when the weather is hot like this, his body doesn't cool down properly. So when he was here last time, I gave him some, so I think I might have talked about this before. So I've made these like pillowcase ice pack covers, where I cut a pillowcase into half lengthwise and then I sew up the side. So it's like I make two skinny pillowcases out of it. And then I put some elastic on it, and then you can stick like your standard size like shipping ice pack in it, and then roll it up and then put the elastic around it. And that's what I usually sleep with at night to keep myself cool, since I don't have air conditioning. So I gave Panda a couple of those. So like, even though he has air conditioning at his house, I want to make sure he's, extra looked after. So, see, I try to be a good girlfriend, but I would do that for anybody, really. if I knew they were having a hard time. So, you know what? Let's do this. So, you know, I gave those to him so he can have them, you know, at home or at work if he needed to.
Like in a British museum.
Ooh. I think that's the last. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! I got it! I got it! You guys! No, like, oh my god. Okay. Hang on a sec. No, continue. No. I got the last. That was. You guys, that was the last one. I have all the cassettes now. Oh my god, I am so excited. I have now officially 100%ed this game. Like, I can stop right now and I will have 100%ed it. But let's not stop right now. Oh my gosh, can I take that? No, it's too heavy. Okay. I don't think that's gonna open. But yeah, no, I've been really concerned about, you know, making sure that he's okay because I don't want him to overheat. Since, yeah, it's weird. Some of the medications out there are very, very odd. And, there are some that will prevent you from sweating. Like, it's really weird. Yeah, I'm wondering what this other hidden room is. I'm really frustrated by this. How do I get up there? Here, I'm gonna check this. Check this out. No, not there. I'm gonna see these instructions on how to get into this secret room. Supposed secret room. Okay, so for this third secret, you need to return to the main warehouse entrance. You'll see a large shelf on your right. Stack of crates. Okay, from the location, instead of going down, take the wooden plank that go. Okay, so we have to go downstairs. Let's go down to the main floor. I'm sorry, I got super excited. I just really have been wanting to 100% this game. I am so excited. Alright, so it said you want to walk back the way you came. Alright, so it said to... And then... Alright, so from here you're gonna walk back the way you came. Instead of going down, take the wooden plank that goes up. What wooden plank that goes up? Walk, okay. There's a wooden plank somewhere that goes up. A wooden plank that goes up. I must have done it before. I can't imagine that I haven't. Unless it's talking about something over here. There may be other wooden planks that go up. Because I know about this one. Okay. I know about this one. Okay, there's a wooden plank that goes up. Maybe I've already, you know, done it, and I just don't realize that I've done it. Duh. Hey. How dare. So going down, take a walk across the creek. Jump on them to jump on them to get the hall. Cross the walkway to the other side, heading toward the control room. That doesn't... I mean, I've already been... Yeah, it just wants me to get to the control room. Okay, these instructions are bad. Alright, so it wants me to get to the control room. Look up, you'll notice some vents and pipes near the ceiling. You'll need to get up there to unlock the second secret. If you've unlocked the stepladder skill, sit up in front of the locker on your right and climb... Oh! Oh, okay. Let's get the secret room. I got it. I got it. I know what to do now. So there's a locker in here. We know where the locker is. It's right here. So, we have... stepladder. Okay. Alright. Let's go up. And then we can go... Oh, look, a money! We got a money! Ugh. Alright, this is where it gets fun. Sometimes it's hard to jump in this game. Alright. Here we go. Oh, katana. No, katana. You know what? You might not need it. Alright, garbage. Let's throw it in the garbage. Garbage. Yay! Secret room. Oh! No! We just... Okay. We're good. We're good. We're good. Sometimes you just need to complain a little bit. Sometimes you just need to complain a little bit. No! As I said, sometimes you just need to complain a little bit. There we go. Katana. Okay. Ooh. Secret room. Secret room! I haven't been in here before. This is new too. I'm like totally 100%ing the game. What's this? There's a... What? Okay. Interesting. Neat. Nothing to interact with. Why is there a little clue mark there? Must be on the other side. Okay. Ooh, look at all these books. Social. Teleport. Oblivion. Legends of Jazz. I would read that. I would read that. Oh, wait, hang on. What are you guys talking about in chat? Yeah, I don't like torture porn horror. I don't like it when it gets too, gross. Like... Oh, was that... Yeah. I don't like it when it gets too cruel or gross. Monies. Can I steal the sardines too? No? Of the wavy potato chips? Creativity is an art of something the influence. Hiding the influence? Okay. Ooh, a monkey. A monkey friend. Somebody was enjoying some things. Okay. So, right now... Haha. Okay. Oh, that clue. Due to a device malfunction, please do not use more than 3 panels simultaneously. If there are more than 3 panels used, the entire system will shut down within seconds and will need to be restored from downstairs. We have scheduled an electrician to fix the issue and he will come tomorrow. In a few days. Soon. Yeah, we know this. Dude, I feel awesome. Okay. Now I need to figure out how to get the magnet working. And then we can get to the last bit. Alright, let me check something else here. Gore is not horror. Gore is... yeah, gore is something else. I really, yeah, like, movies that I will never watch are, movies like, what movie am I thinking of? Human Centipede. Like, I don't need to watch that. It's obvious what it is. Like, we don't need to watch that movie in order to know what it's about. The title says it all. So I'm not a big fan of that kind of movie. You know, people can enjoy what they want. I'm not gonna judge them for anything. But like, I guess I'm too soft-hearted about certain things. Which, and I'm not ashamed of that. Like, I think it is perfectly acceptable and okay to be soft-hearted about certain things. Like, I again, as I mentioned earlier, like, I am not the kind of person who who thinks it's fun to mistreat people, you know? Alright, let me see if I can figure this out. There we go. See, it just needed to be finessed a little bit. Okay, there's a way to do this, or you can jump across and get to the other side. I am terrible at this. I have given up on this before. Okay, so you need to kind of go to the farthest point. So, yeah, this is gonna be fun. Yeah, I don't, yeah. And I think sometimes, like, you know, even in real life, like, you know, I appreciate some science. I like me some science. I like biology. I like studying, you know, health. Ugh. Okay. You know, I'm very curious about how the human body works. But, you know, to me, there's a big difference between studying science and actually harming people. You know, there's a big difference to me. And it's really important to me that there's ethics involved. Okay. Almost made it. I think I need to get a little bit higher. You know what? Let me do something here. Alright. do our usual green stuff, blue stuff, and then what? Pure increases cleaning strength. Increases washing surface, tool resistance. There. Yeah, I think we're good. Let's clean those up. I think those are clean, but let's just go for it. Okay. We have very, very clean mops. We'll bring this up a little bit. Oh. But yeah. I like more. I like the mysterious. I like, I like horror that makes you think. Like Alien is such a good movie because it's horror, but it's also it's very intelligently done. Okay, so almost. I just want to get over there. If I don't get over there in like maybe half an hour or so, I'm gonna allow myself that time. Oh, it won't go any higher than that. Alright, I guess it's just time to try to strong arm this. Because that's the angle that's closest, I believe. Yeah, that's the closest angle. So I have to kind of be very careful about this here. All right. I did it! Yay! I just love good horror in general. Final Destination Bloodlines is one of my favorites of the original Halloween. Like, I don't mind the Final Destination movies. I think they're decent. But that's as far as I'll go with gory stuff, too. Megaphone. Okay. Let's clean this up. Mop, 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 mop. We have a very good mop set. Alright, we need to pull out the garbage because there are bullets. Yeah, so I can appreciate Final Destination. Like, I wouldn't say Final Destination is necessarily one I would want to watch over and over and over again. And I feel like, in a way, it's got sequelitis, where some of them are just like, repeat, repeat, repeat. But, I like one of my favorite horror movies is one called Awakening, where it's about a woman who is it takes place around the time when people were really into spiritualism. So that's like the late 1800s, early 1900s, when people were really just into there we go. Really into, like, seances and stuff. And the main character of the movie, she makes a profession of disproving these people who run seances. And then one day she's requested to buy all the blood. Yay! Now we just have to find 2 clues. Okay, and I think... There.
Managed to connect the faintest of threads.
Nice.
I wonder if he told anybody about it.
Okay.
If he had, I would have known about it by now. But still, this place is buns. Too many people snooping around.
Bloodlines is Tony Todd's final movie. Wow. Okay. Alright, there's one more piece of evidence that we need to find. Where is the one more piece of evidence? Oh, it's in there. Right. Okay, so I have to bring that back down. It's inside of that shipping container. Okay, so I have to get it down low enough. Okay, let's see. That it can be entered. Well, I think a little lower. Yeah, I'm gonna... Okay. So we're gonna go across. They told him not to have his last words be from the script. Knowing he was dying, they told him to say what he wanted from the heart to the fans. Wow. Yeah, 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 gosh. Okay. Clue.
Now I'm certain about who is responsible for Tammy's disappearance. Every day that I work for this scumbag makes me sick to my stomach. But I have to endure it for now. That arrogant piece of trash promoted me, so he must trust me on some level. He's weak now, and won't see what's coming.
Alright.
Big Jim, you will pay for what you did to my daughter.
Their leader wanted revenge for murdering his daughter. You made yourself some enemies.
I have us and treat him well, and look what got me. Leave all the evidence in the office before you go. I need to take a closer look at it myself.
Will do.
Bring your findings to the office. Okay. I'm excited, you guys. I can't believe I got all of the cassettes. I mean, I've 100%ed this before, except with all the cassettes. So this is as complete as I could possibly get it. Alright, so what do I do? This is the office. Or do I leave it over here? This office? Oop. Oh. You guys, it's a mouse. Okay, I think it's to my office. Let me just double check that. I just want to be sure. Bring evidence to office. This level is called... What is this level called again? Call in dead. That's right. can hear how fast I type. Collect evidence. Place it in the office before using the elevator. Alright. Evidence. Okay. Alright. You must collect evidence, place it in the office before using the elevator. Because once you use the elevator... Okay. You know what? It's telling me... Oh, here.
They got a lot of dirt
There
on
we
it,
go.
didn't they?
There we go.
The truth is, everyone really wants a piece of Big Jim for themselves.
Sweeping everything under the rug can only get you so far, Jack.
Look who's talking. Oh, believe me, I can get me quite far.
So, I guess it's not your first time.
You see, once you know when the place becomes too hot, and this right here, it's scorching. That's when you move somewhere else. Maybe it's time for a little vacation.
Now, to hope that he
Yes.
actually means it.
Okay, now I can leave. Now I can leave. Nice. Okay, because when you go in the elevator, that triggers the ending. Okay. I'm just going to do something real quick to make sure I can see chat. Okay. All right. We are leaving. Where's my truck? Yep.
Try not to get yourself caught, Kowalski. The underworld will always have a place for a good crime scene.
He said the name of the game. All right. Let's see. Got all the blood. Got all the trash. Got all the furniture. Yes. Got all the evidence. Perfect score. Perfect score. Yes. Yes. Got all the bodies. Complete. I got $17,500. Gosh, I would love to have that much money right now. Final income, $25,450. I got so many things. Continue. Secrets. Got a bunch of skill points. 2, 3, 4. All 4 cassettes. I think I got all the secrets. We did it. And then we have some story. This is such a good game. Like, I can't tell you. Like, I know I haven't played all of the levels of this game on stream. Part of that is because I feel like this game has really been like a bit cathartic for me. But like, I don't know. I really enjoy this game. Partially because it has so much story to it. Like, they really balanced a story with the actual act of playing the game, which is really kind of not that different from Power Wash Simulator. But you get kind of invested because Kowalski is just trying to earn money so that he can afford to pay for his daughter's medical bills because he wasn't making enough money as a school janitor. And I think that makes the story really compelling. You know, like, you don't have to tell a huge amount of story and exposition to get you interested. Like, every time he finishes a level, when he goes home, his house is a little different. Something's a little cleaner. You know, one of the big things is that he remodels his daughter's bedroom while, you know, he's doing in between all of these, you know, jobs that he gets. So you do see the story unfold, and it's not all a story that's told. Yeah, this had more of a story than the random events in Power Wash. Very much so. Yeah, I think this was a really satisfying game for multiple reasons. Despite the fact that it's showing all these dead bodies. Even the music's quite good. And one of the fun things is that you can set things up in the game so you can play whatever one of the cassettes you want to listen to, which I think is pretty cool. But yeah, I think they did an exceptionally good job with this game. Definitely think it's worth playing. It's a good game if you're stressed out, and much like Power Wash Simulator, it's a great game for just chilling out, and it's challenging. You know, like it's not always easy to do all the cleaning parts to the game. So, like, as you play, you build some skills to it. There! Best dad ever! Okay, this might be different because I think the last...
Good evening. In a significant development, notorious gangster Big Jim, real name James O'Connor, was arrested last night after a high-speed chase for reckless drunk driving. Authorities have long suspected Big Jim of running money laundering operations from his warehouses and being involved in multiple murders, but he has evaded justice for years due to lack of evidence. His dramatic capture has renewed hope for law enforcement, who believe this could be a major breakthrough in their fight against organised crime. Police are urging anyone with additional information to come forward.
Nice. Yeah, it is calming like Power Wash. But there's challenge to it too. It's not easy. You know, Power Wash Sim, it's also not easy necessarily. I'm going to open that skill tree. I am going to max up everything. Okay, because I think so all my cleaning is maxed. Pressure washer, I think, is the one. Tools, yep, those are all done. Yeah, it's just the pressure washer I have to unlock. Wait, do I want heating cannon or the foam cannon? Ooh, I like that idea. Apply. Calming with all the blood and bodies for decoration, yeah. So it's Al Capone getting the guy on a lesser charge, yeah. Apply. And you can wear it on your back. Oh my gosh, hi Evie! I'm going to apologize because I will be ending soon myself. I will definitely transfer everybody to somebody good. Yeah. But I'm just so excited for all of those. Yeah, for all of those who just came in, I just 100%ed this game. I 100%ed this game. I got all of the cassettes. That's the newest one. And the fun thing is you can actually play these. Here, let's see. So, let's see. I think the volume's a little low on it. But yeah, you can play all these songs, which is so cool. Here, wait, let's go back to this one. I think this one's just a really quiet one. You could go to like the classical music collection. Like you can play any of these, and I think you can play them as you're working too, if I recall correctly. My one least favorite one, that just absolutely irritates me to no end because of the level that it's on. Where is that one? Where is it? Okay, that's the title. Okay, let's do it by title. It is, where is that one? The one that irritates me so much. Oh. Yeah, location. That would be Short Circuit. Is it this one? Yes, this one. So when you play the Short Circuit level, that's the one where you are cleaning up a house. And this song plays over and over and over again. Drives me nuts. Even when you turn it off, it comes back on. And so, yeah, it drives me crazy. But, like, look at this. I completely... Like, I have extra points left. Here, I'm going to turn this song off. It really bugs me. But yeah. Like, I swear, this is one of my favorite games. Highly recommend it to anybody to play it. It's like Power Wash Simulator, but it has a crime story. And as you play it, every time in between a job, the interior of your house changes. And you get a dog!
Sorry, Dexter.
You get a dog, you guys! Dexter is the best boy. He is so good. But yeah, like he's in this game, he's been working on fixing his daughter's bedroom. He makes it really nice for her, so when she comes home from the hospital, she has a nice room. Like it's really interesting the way it tells a story. It doesn't just, tell you the story with words. It shows you the story. That's what I really appreciate about it. Anyway, yeah, so I actually have to go because I do have to take my mother to the hospital in the morning to get a CAT scan. Everything's okay. It's just she has a problem with her foot, and they're gonna check things out before they do. They're gonna do a biopsy on it to see if there's anything going on. She's diabetic. She has to take care of her feet. All right. So, what I am going to do here, so I'm going to stop. Yeah, I think she'll be fine. Let's find somebody really, really cool to raid. We will find somebody awesome, I promise you. Let's see. Who is on? I usually like to send people over to some of... ooh, you know what? Let's go raid Jest. Jest is really sweet, is a really nice person, and he is playing Phasmophobia, and I'm hoping at some point, like, I'll join in with him sometime, so let's do that. Alright, Alright, let's see. I hope he'll let me raid. I think so. I think he might be on a break. Okay. But yeah. Alright, let's go raid him. I think he will be coming back in a moment. Alright. Bye.